In the vast grasslands of Australia, life moves according to thirst, hunger, and a law that is never written.
A thirst kangaroo approaches. Skepticism has been carved into him by experience. Each step is measured.
Beneath the surface, a hungry crocodile watches with cold, unblinking focus, a master of camouflage. He is wise enough to know that whatever waits beneath the water is just as clever as he is. He drinks restlessly, jumping, then drinking again, as if old trauma has taught him that constant movement is his shield.
Most animals are deceived by the camouflage, failing to recognize the predator until it is too late.
He has caught no ripple, sensed no shift in water, though danger waits a heartbeat away.
A sudden surge of alarm seizes him, startled by nothing but the silent warning of his own instinct. He scoops water up onto the ground and drinks there instead, choosing the safety of the red earth.
The crocodile is a master, knowing exactly when to melt back into the murky river itself.
He thinks that bump in the water is a rock, a deception carved by the river's ancient hunter.
Target fixed, the crocodile disappears beneath the surface to launch its final attack.
He survives by inches, an ambush so perfectly timed it rarely leaves anything alive.
The river belongs to the hunter, but this time, the thirsty has escaped the unescapable jaws.
Wisdom is the bridge between life and death. He leaves the river behind, but the thirst remains.
The river hides its secrets again, waiting for the next dry throat to arrive.
A predator needs nothing more than a single careless step and a sip. In this difficult truth lies an ancient rhythm that governs the arid heart of the continent.
Grazing mainly on grasses, kangaroos dominate the landscape as the largest marsupials.
Within a mob, they share loose family ties, bound by the constant search for food and water.
Their stomach uses microbial fermentation to break down the plants of the outback. As the sun bakes the earth, every sip of water becomes a gamble with death.
Vigilance is the first lesson of survival in a land where hunger never rests.
The master of the river remains captive in the airless world where it dominates.
Tracks in the sand are the only echoes of a struggle that happens 1,000 times.
The strongest bond is between a mother and her joey, a nursery of warmth and safety. Safe and warm, it continues its development, growing fur and opening its eyes to the wild.
Maternal milk provides all the nutrients, rich fats for energy, and antibodies for protection. It starts peeking out, then taking short hops before diving back in at the first sign of danger.
She recognizes her young by smell and call. Motherhood demands a vigilance that never sleeps.
Each small step away from the pouch is a lesson in the harsh reality of the Australian wilds.
A mother's vigilance is the invisible barrier between the joey and the hunters in the sky.
The pocket will be its nursery for months, a sanctuary against the first sign of danger.
Warmth and guidance are the bloodline of the mob, ensuring the future survives the present. In the shade, time slows, but the ancient rhythms of hunger and thirst never rest.
Time. The world outside is a mystery, a fractured light of possibilities and threats.
She carries the weight of the next generation, her strength the only measure of safety.
The land is vast,
a red earth that remembers every heartbeat and every loss.
Rich fats and proteins are the lifeblood of the pouch, building muscle for the days ahead.
As the sun sinks, the landscape changes, and the shadows begin their silent hunt.
Independence is a double-edged sword. Every hop away is a step closer to the sights of the sky. Her senses are sentinels, detecting threats before they break the shadows of the outback.
The hunter rules from above, its patience as vast as the Australian horizon.
A joey that drifts from its mother steps out of safety and into the unwritten law of survival. Target fixed, the hunter begins its descent, a shadow falling with absolute precision.
Sometimes the warning comes too late, a silence that precedes the final strike.
Power lifted from the sky, the eagle does what it must to sustain its own bloodline.
The life of one young kangaroo becomes the lifeblood of another family. The wisdom of these lands is harsh, but high above, an eagle wheels, watching and waiting until a joey drifts too far from safety.
A joey that drifts from its mother steps into the sights of waiting hunters.
In one swift strike, the joy's short life ends, the hunter doing what it must to survive.
The wisdom of these lands is harsh but clear. Every creature is both vulnerable and necessary.
The mother finally notices the silence where a familiar heartbeat should be.
The life of one young kangaroo becomes the lifeblood of another family, high among the branches.
Every hunt, every birth, every loss feeds something else in this ancient, unwritten story.
The mother searches and calls. Her missing joey will not return. Yet in this difficult truth lies an ancient rhythm, where loss for one often means life for another. Survival belongs to those who waste nothing and endure everything in the Australian wild.
The ancient country reminds us that every heartbeat belongs to a greater story still unfolding. Life here is fragile yet fiercely enduring, written in the shadows and echoes across the land.
The cycle of hunger and shelter continues, bound together by the unwritten laws of the wild.
Every creature is both vulnerable and necessary, a thread in the tapestry of the arid heart.
The hunter rules through silence, strike from concealment with absolute precision. Life moves on, but the Australian wild exhales a long, quiet breath. In the dark, the master of camouflage remains, waiting for the next dry throat.
True power lies in invisibility, striking when the land itself seems part of the hunter.
Every hunt, every birth, every loss feeds the rhythm of the red earth.
The ancient country remembers every heartbeat, a story written in tracks and shadows. Survival belongs to those who waste nothing and endure everything in the land of thirst. The hunter rests, its purpose fulfilled, its bloodline secured for another day. Every heartbeat belongs to a greater story still unfolding, bound by the unwritten law. The Australian wild exhales a long, quiet breath. The rhythm of survival remains unbowed.
As the sun sinks and rises, the cycle begins again, a fierce and enduring life.
The missing joey will not return, yet life moves according to the ancient rhythm.
The river hides its secrets, waiting for the next dry throat to step into the sights.
The hunter lifts away from the earth, circling once more in the blue horizon. In the wild, loss for one often means life for another, a difficult but clear wisdom.
Her missing heartbeat is a shadow, but the mob is her strength and her sanctuary.